The period maintenance screen is used to set up various fiscal years in the system and to keep track of the period start and end dates. If we execute query and put in fiscal year 2001, for example, we'll see our beginning and ending dates for the various periods that make up fiscal year 2001. In our example here, we are using the calendar year January 1st to December 31st to define our fiscal year, but that's not necessary. Dates don't have to start on the first day of the month and end on the last day of the month. The software will support any start date, stop date combination, or dates beginning and ending dates can fall within different years, different calendar years. This is important to mention for those businesses that require a 445 format to their fiscal year, as the start and ending dates can be anywhere within the calendar month. The system allows for 12 or 13 fiscal periods within a fiscal year, and this is determined in Global File Maintenance GB0100 at system startup. The administrator should set up whether you're using a 12 or 13 period fiscal year. When transactions are entered into the screen, they will be entered into any screen in the system where it's affecting data processing. The date of the transaction will be checked against this table for the beginning and ending date to determine whether or not it falls within an open period. So, for example, if we look over on the right side of the screen here, we see the various modules: inventory, order entry, purchase order, accounts receivable, accounts payable, general ledger, payroll, sales analysis, and fixed assets. And the check mark indicates that the period has been closed. So, for example, if we are in the inventory module and we were attempting to enter in a transaction of, say, the 15th of March for any type of situation, for example, a receipt entry, adjustment entry, the system wouldn't allow for that because the inventory module has been closed, and you would get a system message indicating that period has been closed. The order entry module, it would still allow for transactions to be entered in the order entry module, as this period is still open. These periods are closed through the various modules at your period and closing screens. We strongly recommend not using this screen to close periods, because in order for the software to verify that all entries have been processed properly, in other words, posted properly, and that no transactions are left outstanding, you need to use the period closing programs in these various modules to make sure that you have a clean close each period. If the period has been closed in the various period closes for these modules, the module will be checkmarked here automatically by those programs. Periods can also be reopened in this module by clicking on the checkmark box here. We don't really recommend doing that unless you have a major adjustment that might be taking place within your module. For example, you may have a general ledger adjustment that has to go through even though that the GL has been closed. Then you can come in here, open up the period, enter in your transaction, do your posting, and then again do the period close, and this period close program will populate the module with a check. Next, I'm going to show you how to enter in a fiscal period. The system does some of the work for us here, so what we will do is we're going to enter in 2002, and the ending date will be December 2002. So all we have to do at this point is just enter in our beginning dates here. And the system will go through and populate the ending dates for us, and we'll be allowed to make corrections if we make any mistakes along the way once the fiscal year has been set up. Okay, and at this point, if we save our record, we have now been populated automatically by the system with our ending dates. For example, say we wanted to make an exception here and we wanted the ending date to be the 30th of March. We can just come down to the beginning date for the next period, put in 31st of March 02, save the record, and it will populate the ending date with 30th of March. So this is the end of the tutorial on period maintenance.